Hello and welcome to week 2 of the Shadow Isles Conference. I am Darren Mark Hames Win here with Austin Rexco Dragon Win, and we are excited to cast your Diamond Conference today. I, for one, am super excited to be back on Diamond Division this split.
Yes, definitely will be a nice change of pace from casting Gold Division this Sunday, and now back to a little more of a more macro-filled gameplay.
Yes, and let's go over and overview the week's matches for today, or just tonight's matches. So first up, we have Perp and Black versus Peter Time. I believe they are both 0-1. I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're both 0-1. We'll see who gets to go to the middle of the standings and who goes to the bottom. Then we have Gecko Slammer Armageddon versus George and Gromp FTR, who GSM is 0-1 because they lost to Return of the Middle Sticks last week.
Yes.
And then I believe George and Gromp should be 1-0 because they won against Perp and Black last week.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think pretty sure.
All right, and then the third match of the day is going to be Dog with Hat Gang versus Return of the Middle Sticks, and I believe they're both 1-1.
Yes.
So
correct.
some exciting matches for you guys today, and we will go ahead and get right to it with our first game of the day. Let's do it. On the blue side, we have Peter Time. In the top lane, we have Sell Dank Memes for RP on Ornn. In the jungle, we have Can't Catch Steve on Elise. We have SKT Ezreal on Silas in the mid lane, and CKG and Chocolate Burger on the Lucian Blitzcrank bot lane.
As for Perp and Black, we have a Yasuo top lane, a Zac jungle. Yasuo top lane played by Mediocre Hats, Zac in jungle played by Delorium, Dusker played by Orianna in the mid lane, and then we have Arc Hertz and Kyler G as the
all right,
Zion Recon bot lane. My bad.
As the Zyricon bot lane, indeed. So now Flash has been forced by Delorium. He's not going to have that for those early ganks, but doesn't really need them. Zac isn't a jungler that typically needs that for the ganks, but definitely leaves him a lot more vulnerable to invades by this Elise, though. Elise is typically all about the burst damage, though, and it'll be really hard to especially get through the cell division of Delorium as soon as he dies, so I'm sure he'll be able to buy enough time if Can't Catch Steve goes for the invade and happens to pop his passive.
Yep. Though I'm still also having that elastic slingshot, so not necessarily needing that flash as you said before. But always good to get that little early aggression in, but losing out your Blitzcrank flash early game is pretty not great, at least for the bot side.
Yeah, and Blitzcrank Flash is really useful as a support main myself. I know exactly how many plays you can make with that Blitzcrank Flash, especially if you don't want to go for the flash hook, you can always go for the flash knockup too, and then end up doing the hook after. It's just more guaranteed CC, but he's not going to have that option. And Recon Zai is definitely a lane that can match the firepower of the Lucian Blitzcrank, so we'll have to see how this bot lane matchup goes, but I expect it to go pretty well for Kyler G and Archides, who had a pretty decent performance last week.
Yes, but just barely losing out to George and Gromp, right?
George and George and Gromp. Oh, here comes the level 2. They look forward. He doesn't have the flash. Keep that in mind. And he's going to have to back off. But zones them all the way off of this wave. Now, we can kind of see that the minion wave has already thinned. And they're not going to lose too much EXP off of this one. But still a little bit. But now we look back to the mid lane matchup. And Silas versus Orianna. And, I really like the Silas pick here. He has a lot of ultimates that he can actually utilize to be able to steal.
Yes. Having the Shockwave from Orianna is always very nice, as well as the Let's Bounce from Zac.
Yep, here comes Delorium, knows that Chocolate Burger doesn't have flash, goes for the elastic slingshot, he's gonna land the knockout, double knockout from the Recon, Kyler G goes in, first blood goes to Perp and Black.
Well done by Perp and Black, taking advantage of Chocolate Burger not having his flash, and securing their first kill, putting them definitely at a better spot. Lucian definitely dominates in the early game, but having these extra kills will definitely keep that down and help Arc Hertz get to that spot where she will be
Oh,
fine.
here comes the dive. Elastic Slingshot gonna miss. Chain's not gonna land to pull him back. But now Duckster lands the Dissonance. And that's gonna be a lot of damage onto SKT Ezreal. But here comes the enemy. Jungler can't catch Steve. Goes onto him. Here comes the Cell Division. Can he pop it? They go for the Orianna instead. Flash away, but the TP's gonna save him. He goes for it. He's looking for it. Finds the Ignite. But will the Triumph keep him alive? It will. Mediocre Hats is here. He's gonna look for the kill on Delorme. It's his last breath right now. Can't catch Steve. Finds one. He's gonna run for his life right now. Doesn't have Flash, but Mediocre Hat's looking for the turret. Oh my goodness! He eats the Elite Stun in a double kill over to Can't Catch Steve.
Well, and a little bit of skirmishing happening in the bot lane, but nothing too serious. This is just some good trades coming out, but really well played by Can't Catch Steve, baiting in Mediocre Hats to go under the tower in order to kill him, and then hitting that cocoon on him. But then really well played by Mediocre Hats, knowing that he has his Steel Tempest up soon, so he was okay with going in. Even if it did cost his life, he did get a kill in return, so he didn't come back with empty-handed.
Yeah, so now we see Cell Dank memes for RP. He actually has a CS lead now because of that TP. He opted not to TP towards the mid lane to help his team. It ended up working out for the best. Chocolate Burger gonna land a hook, but when you hook the Rakan, it's not exactly gonna do anything. Flash from SKT Ezreal though, and something might happen right here. Can't catch Steve. Comes in. He's the cavalry right now, gonna force back Duckster and Delorme, but there's a lot of pressure coming out from this bot lane right now. But as I was saying, when you hook the Rakan, it doesn't matter that much because you have to try to burst him immediately before he can just jump back to whoever it is on the team. So it's pretty useful and a pretty nice counter into Blitzcrank because it's gonna be really difficult to just burst him all together at once.
Yes, definitely so. Especially since it's a Zyra-Rakan duo. The Rakan gets extra range onto his E, which lets him have a larger range to escape from as well. So even if he was caught away from the Blitzcrank, he does have that pretty open option to get out.
Yep. And pretty significant experience lead is going to go over to Cell Dank memes for RP in the top lane since he did not TP early and still has the teleport available for this dragon attempt. Now both junglers in the bot side of the map right now. They're looking to make something happen, but the bot side river is pretty darn warded for both teams right now.
Yes, it looks like the Peter Time has the Scuttle Crab while Purple and Black has a control ward on that dragon to keep an eye out.
Yeah, but it looks like Can't Catch Steve is waiting in the bush looking for something right now. He knows it's not warded because of the control ward, but he's going to go ahead and back off and go to his Raptors right now. But Chocolate Burger gets a nice back off, actually going to pick up the Ruby Crystal. Kyler G has yet to back on that first blood of the game, but when he does, a lot of things might happen. But here comes Can't Catch Steve. He's going to get spotted out by the ward in the Dragon Pit.
It looks... Yeah, Can't Catch Steve looks like he might be starting that dragon right now since he's not clearing out that ward. Yes, definitely is.
So he goes onto the dragon. Support walks over, trying to zone away the jungler for now. But the Elise is able to take the early dragon pretty nicely, not lose too much health for it because of the spiderlings. But it looks like he's going to opt. Oh my goodness, Duckster going in right here. Going to find the solo kill onto him. The Ignite ticking, but it's not going to take him down. Meanwhile, here comes Cell Dank memes. Oh my goodness. The first charge of the Ornhorn just got him.
Ornhorn is having that experience late and onto the mediocre hats means he can afford to roam a little bit, get and pick up that kill from mid. So very well done by Cell Dank memes for RP.
Yep, now Kyler G finds a little bit of poke, but really great performance so far on this Ornn. He gets the roam off, and Rift Herald spawning soon, so both these junglers will start to focus top side now rather than the bot side with the Infernal Dragon that just went down. Second dragon of the day is going to be that Mountain Dragon, so that means it's either going to be a Cloud or an Ocean Soul. So which one benefits either team in this game, Austin?
I'd say for Peter Time right now, or for their team comp, I would say an Ocean Drake would benefit him just a little bit more than a Cloud Drake would. Cloud Drake is definitely useful for that Ornhorn, and the Coling, but other than that, the Elise does not need extra CDR for her transform, as well as the hijack from Silas because it puts a cooldown on the enemy's ultimate, so he cannot steal the same one multiple times. So he would have to go for a different one each time. And then the Blitzcrank ultimate, the static field, is a nice burst damage, a nice little silence, but isn't necessarily, isn't necessary.
It's a pretty short cooldown anyway. I believe later in the game it goes down to about 30 seconds or so we can actually afford to use it to even clear waves since it's so low. But definitely on the side of Perp and Black, they have a lot of game-changing ultimates. They would really love to have that Cloud Dragon between the Wombo combo that they have with the Orianna Shockwave, with the Last Breath from Yasuo, any of the knockups from Kyler G. But he aggresses forward right here, not going to get rooted up, but finds the knockup. Kyler G not going to hit it though. Here comes the hook on the Archites though. This might be exactly what they want. Colin comes out, forces the Feather Storm from Archites. He's gonna jump back, no hook available, and they retreat to the safety of their turret.
Very well played by Chocolate Burger since a little bit of skirmish in the mid lane.
Yeah, and SKT Ezreal has the assistance of his top laner. Duckster gonna dodge it though. Shockwave gonna pull him back. Here they go. They're looking for the dive, I think, but Seldank means for RP gonna decide to back off of this one as Delorum is in the area. They don't know this yet though. SKT Ezreal's in trouble. He's gonna dash away, but here comes the enemy jungle. He goes on to Duckster. Smite comes out from Delorum. Gonna use the ultimate and take him out. Can't catch Steve. Goes on the backside. Picks up the return kill right now. Seldank means for RP. Flashes forward. Here they go. Pop the Cell Division passive. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, Archite goes down from an excellent hook. TP yet again to try to save their jungler. But can they do it this time? Yes, they will. But Mediocre Hats looks for a little bit of something right here. Seldank means for RP. Gonna dissuade him for now. But a lot of action happening in this mid lane, Austin.
Definitely so. Both junglers are keeping an eye out for this mid lanes, knowing that Orianna and Sylas, both when they're ahead, can do a lot in their game. They are very important parts to their team. Dusker being a very strong part of the combo for Yasuo, those Last Breath, and then SKT Ezreal having that hijack available to take these really important ultimates is very strong to get him ahead. So they're looking to try to contest to get a stronger mid laner. That's always very nice because there's objectives on either side of the mid laner. Right now only the Rift Herald is up, but if Dragon was up, then would be another objective to fight for.
Yes, and Dragon comes up in about minute 10. SKT Ezreal, misses the shockwave that he just hijacked. Duckster going on the offensive right now. Can't catch Steve. Going into the area. Delorum looking to reset right now. I don't believe that they know Can't Catch Steve is there, but they're playing like they do. Repel comes out looking for it. Will they find the shockwave? They find two, but Can't Catch Steve takes him down anyway. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Mediocre Hats looking for a little bit of a trade, but Yasuo and Ornn not the happiest matchup for him. He's going to take a lot of damage and not do much in return.
Yes, Ornn's Bellows Breath, applying that brittle, and then the auto attack that deals bonus or maximum health damage of the target. Definitely makes trading with him a lot harder, regardless if you're a tank or not.
So looks like Peter Time doing some counter jungling in the bot side of the map. Now they know that Dragon spawning in 20 seconds. Kind of going to do whatever they can to keep Delorum out of the bot side jungle. Can't Catch Steve is a level up right now, so has the more damage on the smite. We'll see if that factors into anything, but the Feather Storm comes out. Oh my goodness, a big misplay from Archives. Not going to have this as Can't Catch Steve goes in looking for the cocoon. Not going to find it as Kyler G dashes to his ADC. But now, eyes on the dragon for Peter Time right now as Delorum goes to his Gromp. I don't think he knows that they're there, but this might be the play right now. They're just going to secure this Mountain Dragon, it looks like, as all four members of Peter Time collapse onto this objective, and it's going to be the Ocean Drake this game.
Ocean Drake, very good. Not specifically like amazing on anyone, but it's really good for anyone that gets the Ocean Soul. And an Ocean Drake is always nice, getting a little extra healing, and I believe it still gives mana regeneration too. So having that will let you stay for rotations a little bit better. Even if you're low on mana, you can still rely on having that mana regen.
Yep, the SKT Ezreal gonna eat the shockwave right now. Doesn't have anywhere to go. Uses the let's bounce, but he has nowhere to bounce. He gets taken down by Duckster. Meanwhile, on the bot side, they look for some turret playing. Seldank means for RP is here. He's gonna spot them out on the rotation. And it looks like they're gonna try to go for the Rift Herald right now. Seldank means for RP has the teleport available as Can't Catch Steve. Gonna move in the topside river. It's pretty dangerous for him. He might get picked off right here. Goes and finds Mediocre Hats. He throws out the wind wall right now. Rift Herald going lower and lower as we speak, but they're looking for the turn. Delorum misses, the elastic slingshot, but the cocoon misses, and now the Oran Horn finds 2, actually. They're still looking for the Rift Herald. It might reset, though. Mediocre Hats is too low to contest this one anymore. But the Rift Herald just going to go over the Peter time. They opt to give this one away.
Definitely well played by Kid Steve and Sildink Memes. Sildink Memes we're calling because since he did spot him out early, he knows that he has enough time to grab his items and power spikes before he heads out and starts contesting for that. And Kid Steve just headed straight for the Rift Herald, trying to delay him as much as he can.
Yep, so now we can see jungle support duo of Peter Time roaming into the bot lane. They're looking for the dive and counter jungle right now. They spot out Delorme on his Wolves camp. He's going to head back up towards topside, or actually going to recall. He's going to fake the recall, actually, but there are some wards in his bot side jungle. They're going to spot him out yet again, but the bot lane up, Perp and Black looking to collapse on that one. They know they have to protect the jungle right now. The bot side jungle has been so much of the focus this game for Peter Time, and I expect it to be for the remaining early game.
Yeah, taking advantage of having a little bit of stronger bot lane means that you can go into the enemy jungle a little easier. If Catch Steve wanted to, he could also go into the top side, but trying to counter jungle those camps would take a little bit longer, as opposed to grabbing Gromp and Wolves, which are easier for at least to burst out in the take.
So now we see that there's about 200 gold lead in favor of Peter Time, but game's pretty even right now. Just 2 Drakes over to Peter Time at the moment. Kyler G might find something. They're gonna ward and spot him out. But yeah, just 2 Mountain Drakes in 2 Dragons in favor of Peter Time. The Mountain Dragon and the Feral Dragon. Flash forward, finds the cocoon. They're looking for it. They're gonna dive him. And oh my goodness, that's a lot of damage.
Yep, having a 4-1 at least definitely does a lot of damage, and then the Kingslayer coming out to finish up the kill will definitely do a lot against Dusker.
So now they drop the Rift Herald in the mid lane. They're most surely going to get this tower. We'll see if they can hold the Rift Herald, though. It's taking a lot of damage, but that'd be about 2 more turret shots before it went down. They keep pushing forward right now. Oh, flash. Oh, he's not going to flash quite yet. He has the dosh. And now Archive's going to get silenced, but they're moving forward. He's doing a lot of damage, not going to root anybody up. Kyler G activates the ultimate, but not going to find anybody right now. Keep moving forward, but they're just going to clear out the minion wave. A lot of pressure going onto this top lane turret that's about to go down as well. Mediocre Hats can't hold that one for much longer.
Yeah, Yasuo is more of a scaling kind of laner, so he will not be able to hold his own against an Ornn.
Alright, Arcite's in trouble. How will they do it? They'll just, they don't need any help at all. They find the kill, they find the turret, and it's a 3-0 turret score for Peter Time, and things are starting to snowball out of control for Perp and Black right now. But Delorme in the top side of the map looking to make something happen, but Sildink Memes for RP very wisely backing away. Knows that his entire team is on the bot side of the map, making something happen right now. He doesn't have to trade anything for the enemy team.
Definitely does not, since there's so much pressure coming out of the bot side, it doesn't really have to worry too much. So, let's see. Nothing much happening on the map right now. Drake is spotting, so we will see these resets from the bot side and as well from Can't Catch Steve, I believe. Yes, he did reset. SKT Ezreal is a little bit low on mana, but I believe he's going to stick around, see if he can get a good hijack and then a strong ultimate off.
So right now is the point in the game in which if Perp and Black are able to find this fight and find this dragon, they can really turn things around. And here's the pick that they needed. They start to aggress forward. Kyler G finds the ignite. They find the cocoon onto the Orianna, but Delorme going forward. TP coming up behind them, though. They have to keep this in mind. Blitzcrank going to go wide. Oran Horn comes out. He's looking for the knockup. Actually going to get blocked by the wind wall. And now Delorme's in trouble. They're going to find Sildink Means for RP. The shockwave onto 2. And the last breath finds 1. They're looking for more. CKG going to go down. Most surely as Chocolate Burger's the next target. Kyler G gonna charm him and knock him up. And this is Perp and Black.
Perp and Black is starting to make a pretty good comeback right now. Getting that straw pick off of the SKT Ezreal mates instantly into a 4v5, and then they just run down the Peter Time with while everyone was spawning.
Yep, and they're still looking to run them down as the Zac Q lands on the Can't Catch Steve. They find their safety under the turret, though. Not going to opt for the turret dive right now. They want the dragon instead. They cannot let the other team get this third dragon and potentially threaten Soul. However, Can't Catch Steve is still one level up on Delorme. He's going to look for the Smite Steal. Looking in right now. SKT Ezreal's on the way. They're going to miss the cocoon, but keep going forward. Delorme's in trouble. He's actually going to dodge away from the change as SKT Ezreal keeps pushing forward. He's looking for somebody. He's looking for any pick right now. Gonna get slowed by the honey fruit though, as the rest of Perp and Black retreats and go ahead and takes a reset.
A very strong reset, having the ace team.
Alright, but Delorme greets a little bit for the Raptors camp. He's going to go down. Cell Division is pop. They do have the TP to try and save them, but not this time. Gonna let the jungler go down.
It was a pretty bad scenario, so even if they TP, that would potentially could be 2 lives lost plus a TP down, as opposed to just losing out on your jungler. There's no jungle objectives. Sorry.
Yeah, but Chocolate Burger going to find the hook onto one. Now Knockup goes onto the ADC of Perp and Black. Shockwave finds one. Can't Catch Steve. Gonna use the repel to dodge that one away. Saladink Beans for RP is down. They have no tank. Keep this in mind as Chocolate Burger looks for the flank. 2 members are low right now, but they're looking for the chase. Speed up from the Orion and Mediocre Hats is looking for it, but he's gonna go ahead and go to the bot lane instead. Pick up a minion wave and let Chocolate Burger run free.
Alright, and we have the Baron starting to spawn in about 15 seconds. Both junglers are up, but right now Soldink Memes is not. Definitely both sides will not be going for an early Baron, but they do need to keep in mind to get that to start warding that area.
Yep, the Mediocre Hats throws out the spell shield just a little bit early. Gonna get taken down by Chocolate Burger. Very well played by the bot lane of Peter Time.
Definitely well played indeed, seeing that Mediocre Hats would stop chasing Chocolate Burger and using the scrying plant, saw that he headed towards the bot side, so they figured they could try to go for a nice pick off.
So now Baron is spawned. It looks like Peter Time about to set up for this objective. They have 3 members in the area while Delorme is bot side for now, but they're looking for the pick onto Duckster. Here comes the Oran Horn. They're going to find it immediately. Shockwave finds 2, but it'll only slow them down as the cocoon hits. Delorme finds himself in the middle of the enemy team, uses the Let's Bounce to try to disengage with that extra movement speed. I don't know if he'll be able to. Dodges away from the change, but here comes Kyler G. They're looking to turn this one around. Only charms 1, though. SKT Ezreal goes down. He finds a knockup on the backside. Kyler G's in trouble, though. Doesn't have the jump to be able to go to anyone, and 2 members of Perp and Black just go down in the backside of the fight. They look towards the Baron now.
Well played by Chocolate Burger, grabbing out that Zaya as Kyler G was dashed back to Arc Heights, kind of showing where Arc Heights was, and I don't believe they had vision of Arc Heights too, so having good judgment on where to shoot out the hook and get a nice pick off.
So now Delorme about to look for the steal. He is 1 level down at this point, so his smite is going to do a little bit less damage than he wants. So Baron going low. It's at 3,000 health right now. Delorme about to channel the Elastic Slingshot, but they're slowly damaging the Baron. They are wary of the steal for now, but opt to now burst this one. He goes in with the Elastic Slingshot. They stop damaging the Baron, but the damage is not enough. It goes over to the blue side, and they find 2 kills. Now they decide to go ahead and take a reset now. Things are looking pretty nice for Peter Time.
Yes, having that Baron buff and having about a 6k lead definitely will, and then returning back, getting these Orn items, getting their new power spikes, will definitely help them out and start sieging these lanes. So we see that Celtic Memes has upgraded item 4 CKG, upgrading that Blade of the Ruin King into the Might of the Ruin King. Still a really good power spike, so it further increases the gold difference between Peter Time and Perp and Black. These Orn items do give you stats around the equivalency of 1,000 gold. So it's very, very good for Peter Time right now.
So what you're telling me right now is this 6K gold lead in favor of Peter Time is really, what is this, a 9K gold lead, essentially.
Yes, definitely. Because of how Ornn items work and that you can just get these items for free without buying.
Yep, the SKT Ezreal might be caught out here. The Shockwave comes out and secures the kill for them. They find the pick to slow down the game. They're buying some time at the moment as the bot lane is being pushed in by Peter Time. They look forward now, zoning away the support of Perp and Black. They are going to find some nice damage onto the turret. Kyler G might be in trouble. He uses the knockup to get away. But now he moves back forward. This is their opportunity. They have to contest this dragon right now as SKT Ezreal is not here. This is their best shot, but Chocolate Burger looking for the pick. Throws out the wind wall early, but not going to throw out the hook yet. He throws out a ward instead, but Kyler G is a little bit low right now. They need to move as a unit, and that's exactly what they're doing, but the dragon going low on the other side. It's already been started, and now Ornhorn comes out. Kyler G looking for it. He finds 2 with his charm, but going to go down very quickly. Dororm is the next target. Last Breath finds 1. Celtic means for RP is just so tanky right now. Mediocre has forced to flash at the moment, but the Coon hits Duckster. He's going to get hooked in and taken down. Now can't catch Steve. Goes Golden, ADC up. Oh, Featherstorm gonna keep him alive, and Chocolate Burger forced to flash, caught on the edge with the cocoon, flashes away. SKT Ezreal is here, looking for the chase. Can he find Archites? He's looking for it as the Yasuo might be caught out as well. Mediocre Hats very low right now, taking a lot of damage from the minion wave as well. Gonna throw out the tornado and quickly get taken down. That's the 3rd dragon of the game over to Peter Time, who is surely in control of this game.
Definitely, they are having. Even though CKG, a lot of bit of their damage did go down, Can't Catch Steve, having been 5-0 or 5-1 right now, having 3 items completed, does a lot of damage. Going to be able to burst out almost anyone on their team. Dusker barely making it out alive.
Yep, SKT Ezreal looking to flash over the wall right now. Gonna use the flash still, but not gonna make it out alive. He's healing up right now, though. Kyler G has a lot of movement speed. They're gonna miss the elastic slingshot, but it doesn't matter. SKT Ezreal dies for the 8th time this game.
Just not a good game right now.
Yeah, not a good game. He's definitely a liability for his team, just like Duckster is going to be right now. Repel goes forward. Celdake means for RP, looking for the ADC of the enemy team. Knocks up Duckster just a little bit as Chocolate Burger and CKG join the fight. Hook goes into the wall right now, and they find the shutdown. They're looking for more. Chocolate Burger gonna get knocked up. Ornhorn going to come out. They find a 4-man knockup, and this is the fight. This is what they need to end the game. Pop the Cell Division right now under the inhibitor tower, but it doesn't matter. Oh my goodness, they find the hook onto Kyler G. He's forced to flash away. The Cell Division going to keep him alive in conjunction with the TP, but they push forward the inhibitor tower.
Initially, very good catch out from Perp and Black, getting catching Can't Catch Steve, but CKG's playing these fights really, really well, making sure he kites away from all their CC, make sure he doesn't get caught into the last whisper, and not getting all that damage done onto him. So very well played by Peter Time right now, knowing to try to keep their ADC alive, who is doing a lot of these fights.
Okay, so Delorme just gets steal away. The Wolves camp actually finds the slow on the CKG. Celdink means for RP is here, but Kyler G finds the double knockup. Here comes the shockwave, and that's going to be 2 picks over to Perp and Black. This is what they need to kind of slow down the game right now as they keep moving forward now. SKT Ezreal kind of caught out in the mid lane. They're looking for him. They ping him out. He's going to be flanked by Archites, but going to get away. Baron not spawning for a minute 10, but this is some nice time for Perp and Black to buy some breathing room, but they might look for the pick anyway. Ooh, Blast Cone gonna save him. But this is the time they need to buy some breathing room and get some Baron vision right now to be able to contest this one.
Definitely so. Since they have all their members up on the team, they have the initiative to take control of the Baron vision and be there first. But it looks like they are looking to try to maybe take a tower before they do so, though.
Yep, but Kyler G gonna dodge away the hook by dashing to Delora. Appears that they send Duckster to the side lane. He does have the teleport right now as Baron is spotting soon. That's where he wants to be. They're gonna hand off the blue buff right now to the mid laner of Perp and Black. Now things are starting to slow down a bit. Baron is spawning in 20 seconds and both junglers on the bot side of the map. Neither team wants to go for it immediately. Delorme actually going to get spotted out by Can't Catch Steve right now. He might look for the pick, however, the rest of Perp and Black is looking collapse. He's baiting them so hard right now. Okay, he's going to go ahead and back off as Perp and Black cede control of the bot side river.
Yep, while we do still have the support from Perp and Black on the top side looking to ward up.
Ooh, yeah, DeLorean just going to get taken down. Shockwave not going to save him. Here comes Duckster, the next target. Chocolate Burger going to knock him up, but CKG going to secure the kill, but they decide to push in the bot wave right now. Waves are not set up right now for them to be able to siege the tower immediately, but it will come with time. 30-second timer on DeLorean. He's going to steal the Recon ultimate, and now they could potentially look for a dive.
Definitely still going, using Silas's Adduct into the, I forgot what Rakan's ulti is, but using the Rakan ulti into, as well as the Adduct will instantly get a knockup along with a, with the charm, and then the extra movement speed you get whenever you do charm someone as...
Yep, but here comes the team fight they're looking for. They're trying to stop them from getting the inhibitor. SKT Ezreal goes golden as the Ornhorn actually misses. He channels it too early. Now they're looking for the hook again. DeLorean finds the re-engage. They're looking for more. Last breath on the backside going to lead Mediocre Hats to his death. Now SKT Ezreal channels the Recon ultimate to save this. Shockwave goes on to the two tanks on the top side, but now Archetype's left unchecked in this fight, doing a ton of damage, but it won't be enough as 4 of his teammates just go down on the backside of the fight. CKG finds a double kill as they push forward for the end. This is surely the end for Perp and Black as Peter Time looks for the second Nexus Tower. Archetype retreats to the safety of his fountain, but doing a lot of damage, trying to do what he can to stop the Nexus from being taken, but it will not be enough as Peter Win picks up their first win of the GRLCS.
Well done by Peter Time, playing to their strengths. After that first initial week, they definitely probably gotten a lot of practice and together got into a little more of the groove of it, knew what they wanted to do, knew what they needed to do, and played really well to their strengths. So well done by Peter Time.
Yeah, they definitely drafted towards a very bot side focus, and especially their jungler carried them through very hard in the early game, having an excellent performance on the Elise. But I have to wonder in weeks moving forward, though, SKT Ezreal, he did have the greatest first week, didn't have the greatest second week. How do you think he'll perform moving forward?
I believe he will need to get a little more practice in. He does have the right mindset of grabbing some really good ultimates, knowing which ones to grab. To get these good engages in, but he will need to work on looking at the map, making sure he doesn't get caught out, and make sure he isn't alone. Since he doesn't have the TP, he will have to be more grouped up with his team whenever they do have these fights. But here's hoping for weeks to come that he does do well.
Yeah, I'm now Perp and Black moving to 0-2. This is gonna hurt for this this new squad. Now this is the Kansas State University B team, I think, which makes sense because their name is Perp and Black, but they're just not really meshing together well as a team. It looks like a lot of individual mistakes, but it seems like they're getting outclassed in a lot of these lanes, and especially a lot of these matchups in this Shadow Isles conference. Now, what do you think they need to do moving forward to be able to pick up their first win?
I believe, look, they had a really good team comp right here. Having the Zyrocon bot lane duo was really good. And having the Zac, Orianna, and the Yasuo, having those 3 people for a really strong combo really worked well. And they did find those really good knockouts, but they couldn't work together as a team in order to focus in on what they needed to do in order to win. A lot of these fights, we did see that Archerts was fine, surviving these fights, but Archerts occasionally also got picked off by Chocolate Burger, was a little too far forward into the front line, getting picked off pretty easily. And once you're dead, you're not able to output as much DPS anymore.
Yeah, and this composition for Perp and Black was extremely easy to execute as well. They just had all of the CC and the Wombo combo, but their early game was just a little too disastrous for them to be able to capitalize on it. They had one really great fight before the 3rd dragon of the game, which allowed them to get their first and only dragon this game, but things quickly turned back to Peter Time as they found another fight and then found the Baron. But we'll go ahead and take a quick break as we move into our second game of the day. It's going to be George and Gromp FTR versus Gecko Slammer Armageddon. We'll be right back.
See ya.
Hello and welcome back to week 2 of the Shadow Isles Conference. I am Darren Mark Hames-Win here with Austin Rex Go Dragon Win, and we are going to move into our second game of the day. In our first game, we saw Perp and Black get defeated by Peter Time, who just picked up their first win of the GRLCS. Congratulations to Peter Time, but now we move to another new team and another veteran team right here in the form of George and Gromp and GSM. Now let's go ahead and get right into it on the blue side. Oh, I forgot to change the nameplates. I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. Scuff stream, you guys. All right, here we go.
But while he's changing these, let me introduce. I believe the left side is George and Gromp, right?
Yeah, left side is George and Gromp.
So for George and Gromp, they have Myth on the Vigor top lane. They have Exiled Army as a J4 jungle, Ionic Wind for their Vel'Koz mid, and then Zez and Violetkin as the Draven Yuumi bot lane. As opposed for the Gecko Slammers Armageddon, we have General VC on the York top lane. We have the Shiny Bidoof playing Zac jungle. We have Kink Shamer 102 as Diana mid, and then Rito Torchic and Catalyst as the Jinx and Soraka bot lane.
Yeah, so I believe King Shamer 102, he's probably just another one of, what's his name? I totally forget. Inox, yeah. It's another one of Inox's accounts for sure. He has a lot of personas here in the GRLCS, has a lot of accounts, so I wouldn't put him past him to be named King Shamer 102. But let's go and talk about this GSM squad. They really they lost their first week of the GRLCS against a very strong opponent in the form of Return of the Millsticks. Luckily, though, it's not over for them, as this is double round robin. They can pick it back up next time they face them, but here they have a new challenge in the form of George and Gromp. Now, they made just one roster change in the form of their support. They dropped Himana and picked up Catalyst 7401, who is a rookie in the GRLCS, formerly competing in the collegiate scene. Alongside Rito Torchic, some nice synergy there for now. We'll have to see how this bot lane proceeds to perform throughout the split.
Yeah, and looking at the chat, General Vichy that gave us some insight, and it turns out this is actually not Enox. This is a player that I found to substitute for the mid laner.
Okay.
So let's see how well King Shamer can do.
Yeah, so King Shamer going against another sub in the form of Ionic Wind. Looks like these teams couldn't find a good time to schedule their GRLCS match, each fielding one sub. But they're both in the mid lane, luckily. Sub versus sub, and we'll have to see who ended up picking up the better sub. Now, Rito Torchic on his signature Jinx this game. And alongside Soraka will do very nicely. He has a nice little protect the carry comp enabled for him on a lot of engage too, but General Vichy finds a nice trade onto Myth, who gets forced back. The mid laner for GFTR, but actually now role swapping to the top lane, most likely to allow Ionic Wind to perform as his Vel'Koz.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see the Vigor into Diana though, because of the Event Horizon stops Diana's Lunar Rush, but seeing Vigor into a Yorick is still pretty good, considering that he can stack onto the ghouls as well. So not too bad if he plays it right.
Yeah, but Myth in trouble here. Just one more ghoul attack will get him. But Shiny Bidoof moving into the area. If he greets for this, though, yeah, first blood to General Vichy with the flash and smack onto Myth.
Well played by General Vichy, getting him very low, asserting that early game dominance that York has against these, against someone who only has burst damage against their laners.
Yeah, so this is the second time in a row we see Myth on the Vagar, but now we see the route onto Ionic Wind by Exiled Army. It looks for the re-engage, a little bit of a visual bug there, but misses the flag and drag. Zez has been exhausted, though, as Violet Kitten and Zez start to aggress forward. A really nice trade for Rito Torchic, but only exhaust expended from both supports, but Violet Kitten has used the Ignite as well. So slight Summoner Spell disadvantage for the bot lane of GGFTR, and against this GSM bot lane, you need all the help that you can get.
It's very interesting to see a Draven and a Yuumi, actually, because I like the combo because Yuumi can give extra AD for the Draven, which would then in turn give more AD or more damage onto your spinning axis. So very interesting, and hopefully we can see how well that would turn out.
Yeah, typically Draven wants a more aggressive support with him, but the Yuumi is pretty nice now in the meta, receiving a little bit of buffs to push her back in to the meta. But yeah, you'll want more aggressive support such as the Leona or Nautilus, the traditional tank engaged supports of the meta right now who rush Gargoyle, Stoneplate. But with enough engage from his composition, suppose he doesn't need it. Exiled Army gonna struggle a little bit, but they have the classic Jarvan Vel'Koz combo, which is gonna do a lot in these early skirmishes as they get trapped in the Cataclysm and forced to take a full channel of the, I think it's like Disintegrating Lifeform Ray.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Disintegrating Lifeform Ray or Life Ray.
Yeah, Lifeform Disintegration. I was so close, guys. Yeah. I just had the order mixed up.
Alright, and we're going to see some early poke done by Ionic Wind against Kingshamer. Essentially what you want to do against a Diana mid, since generally what you want to do as a Diana mid is land your Q into the Lunar Rush so you can get that reset off, but making it so you can't land that Q, having that extra range by Vel'Koz makes it a little easier to deal with a Diana, kind of forcing if you want to go in, you have to use your Lunar Rush and put it on cooldown.
So now we see Shiny Bidoof has found Exiled Army. He's a level down though, but has the support of his team. Gonna force back the jungler of George and Gromp. But now Rhea Torchic and Catalyst moving forward. Kingshamer actually gonna find he's going to find the Lunar Rush onto Ionic Wind, going to knock him up. Exiled Army looks for the re-engage. They're going to find one, though, and Exiled Army's in trouble. Has the flash available, but won't need to use it as he's right next to his tower.
Yeah, Ionic Wind's kind of made a misplay. He used his flash, but then decided to look for a re-engage with having Exiled Army nearby, but with the Shiny Bidoof being nearby, having that engage with the Elastic Slingshot, it just turned out pretty unfortunate, burning both summoners and still dying.
Yep, but they're pushing forward right now. Going to get rooted up, however, in the disengage from Rhea Torchic, going to keep him alive, who has a pickaxe to the Vamp Scepter of Zez right now. But General Vici getting pushed back a little bit with the Glacial Augment of the Veigar. Going to summon the Maiden, though, and try to push down this turret. Our Shiny Bidoof is here, looking for the dive. They're trying to push this as fast as possible, I feel, as if Myth can sense this coming. He's trying to push back the wave pretty rapidly, not going to let it crash into his turret, or at least going to let a little bit crash into his turret. But here comes the Elastic Slingshot, going to find the knockup on the Myth, and he's just going to get absolutely deleted, thrown into the cage. General Vici tanking. It doesn't matter. Cell Division popped. Oh, will he stay alive? One more? He finds it! Myth picks up the kill onto the Shiny Bidoof.
Unfortunate for the Shiny Bidoof. General Vici did have TP up, so he could technically keep the Shiny Bidoof alive and deny that kill from Myth.
Yeah, but they don't want to, as the 2v2 in the bot lane finds itself. Zez is going to use heal as they aggress forward onto Rhea Torchic. He's going to get rooted up. Just one more is going to do it. He flashes forward, and the Scorch from Violet Kitten going to take down Rhea Torchic.
Very well played by Zez, even though he got caught in by those snap trap things, the wind-up snap traps.
I don't know, the Jinx traps, whatever it
Jinx
is.
Traps. Even though he got caught up into it, he did manage to get another auto attack off along with Violent Kitten's Q, which does current health damage along with the Airy, and then finishing off with the Scorch. So very well played, burning all of the summoners bot lane right now.
Yep. Pretty unfortunate for Zez, though. He does not get the cash in on his stacks of Adoration, but surely he will get another kill with this bot lane advantage that he has right now. Violet Kitten going to go ahead and back and look for the Athenian's Holy Grail, at least components of it, pretty early in the game. But the rest of GSM looking towards the bot lane right now. Zez and Violet Kitten are on the run. They're going to retreat to their turret for now. Shiny Bidoof gonna get spotted out on a ward and just waiting in the tri-brush. They ping out the dragon. They know the bot lane of George and Gromp is forced to back, and this is their opportunity to take the dragon right under the nose of George and Gromp.
Yeah. Right now, only right now, General VC has his teleport ready, and Myth is about to get his teleport right, and I don't believe that York can stop a TP. It's possible, I think, with using the...
Ooh, alright, Exiled Army finds the steal, but he's going to flash away from the Elastic Slingshot.
I believe if you use the cage, as I was saying earlier, from Yorick, you can stop the TP. But very well played by Georgian Grub, taking away that dragon, getting a nice leash done for them by Gecko Slammers.
Yeah, and it seemed like GSM didn't know what they wanted to do, because as soon as the flag and drag landed into the pit, then here comes the final chapter from Yumi, though. Gonna root up Rita Torchic, has the root onto Exiled Army, though, and they're pushed back to the turret but stay alive for now.
Yeah, no Whirling Death available to try to secure that kill, and now this Soraka is just gonna heal up Rita Torchic out of killing range.
Yeah, just look at that nasty healing, but Exiled Army is waiting in the bush. They're going to try to dive this one, it looks like. Opting to give away the Rift Trail. The Exiled Army is here. They slow down Rito Torchic. Zed is forced to back away. The silence goes on the Exiled Army. They're looking for a Cataclysm onto Catalyst. Now Catalyst going to be the first to fall, and they're going to turn onto the turret.
Very well played by Georgian Grub. We saw that Exiled Army did get one auto attack off, but did not opt to go for another auto or an ability.
Yep. Okay, General Vici with the Merc Treads not going to get stunned for long, but Elastic Slingshot going to go in and clear that wave. Now they're looking for the dive. Junglers pretty much splitting the map right now. If Jenny Bidoof primarily focusing the top side, as Exiled Army is focusing the bot side. However, Rift Herald goes over the GSM, and the first dragon of the game goes to the other team, but King Shamer looking for the solo kill right now. Ionic Wayne is pushed under his turret. Last one, but he's just one hit away. Life Form Disintegration Ray going to land onto him, but Shiny Bidoof looks for the flash. Myth is flashing away, but the Lens Bounce going to secure the kill for GSM, as Myth has nowhere to run.
No Event Horizon up, and that Glacial Augment can only slow him by so much. Very well played by Gecko Slammers. Armageddon taking advantage of Yort's strong pushing power, and as well as taking that Rift Herald, is looking to get a second charge off on that inner tower. And as opposed for Georgia Grump, who's trying to play towards their bot side, trying to snowball a Draven, because a Draven can snowball very well as opposed to other ADCs, thanks to his Adoration League of Draven passive, and all those Adoration stacks.
Yep, so now King Shamer gonna get a turret plating or two onto Ionic Win as he takes it back now. Some significant CS leads for the solo lanes of GSM. It's about 40 CS up for General Vici and about 50 CS up for King Shamer. So that's pretty much accounts for all of the gold difference right now. Other than that, George and Gromp are matching up well against GSM, but these solo lanes for them are just not having it, and they're really struggling to find their way into this early game.
Definitely so. No objectives up on the map yet, but we do have Dragon coming up in about 2 minutes, so possibly we'll see both junglers aiming to rotate down towards their bot side.
Yep. King Shamer looking for the all-in right now. Doesn't know the Exiled Army is here, but finally, a nice golden stopwatch to save him for now. But Ionic Wind going to get taken down anyways. As looking for the kill, gonna flash forward and look for Rio Torchic now, taking a lot of this turret, but General Vici going to TP down and secure the kill for his ADC. Now they decide to push forward, and GSM just taking over the map right now.
Yep. Pushing that influence away. Since General Vici has already taken up so much from top lane, he's pushing his influence away pushing his influence elsewhere using that TP. Very strong, grabbing 2 kills from bot lane while King Shamer and the Shiny Bidoof taking advantage of that mid lane, taking Ionic Win, who used his flash and got trapped in by the Cataclysm from Exiled Army, unfortunately.
Yeah, but Myth just gonna walk down, doing what he does best on Veigar. We saw it happen to who did they play last week? It happened a ton to that ADC. I think it was Archites. Yeah, Archites just got deleted every single time the Veigar ultimate was up, and now Rio Torchic is going to be the receiving end of it this game, as Myth goes down towards the bot side looking to take that turret. General Vici in the top side left uncontested for now.
Yep, it looks like General Vici could definitely generate a lot of pressure, since Yorick does have a very strong pushing power with those ghouls. So, and by generating all that pressure, it makes it hard to decide if you want to go contest this dragon right here that is spawning in very, very soon.
So they're going to opt to give away the dragon for now. And I like this move because they get a free turret for it, and they can actually rotate down General Vici if they want to. It's a 4v4 at the moment, but Exiled Army already onto the dragon, but General Vici aggresses on the myth. Going to get locked up by the cage. He thought he had more time, but he does not. Slows him for now. Going to save his life. Now Cloud Dragon goes over to Georgian Gromp. It's going to be an Infernal Soul this game, which will benefit both teams at this point.
Especially for that Vigor, having 4% per dragon giving you AP makes it so his ultimate execute can execute you from a much higher threshold and guarantee a lot more kills.
Yeah, it's pretty much gonna one-shot you if they end up getting the Dragon Soul, which is pretty much their win condition right now. It's pretty hard for them to get back into the game otherwise, since their solo lanes are so far behind at the moment. But Myth gonna get caught up by Rio Torchic, lands the stun. Here we go, has the ultimate, but misses the Q. Now Rio Torchic turns this one around with the help of Catalyst, going to secure the kill with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Exiled Army looking to turn this one around though. Catalyst keeping his AD carry alive for now, but not going to be enough. He's going to get turned on at the moment as Catalyst runs to the safety of no turret right there. Gonna get knocked up by the Flagging Drag, silence him, but here comes the rest of GSM to try to pick up the kill. Exiled Army going to get a double kill for now though.
While General Vici is doing what he does best, pushing out these lanes, generating pressure, punishing them for choosing to not respond to General Vici right now. Yes, they did get a double kill off of Rito Torcha and Catalyst, but at the cost, they lose. They're losing a lot of their towers.
So now they are continuing to push forward. General Vici picks up another turret as they trade a turret in the bot side. Yeah, I guess in the bot side of... Yeah, no, sorry. So GSM picks up another 2 turrets right now. They trade a turret in the top side for it, but things are looking pretty nice for GSM right now. They have 4 turrets in just the top half of the map between top lane and mid lane. Just 1 turret in the bot lane, but they're continuing to push forward, putting Kinkshamer in the bot lane right now on an Ionic Wind, going to be forced to match him.
Yes, you cannot leave Diana alone to push a lane because of her passive, giving her a bonus. I know at level 18 it's 30%, and then every time you use an ability, it triples that effect. So you cannot leave her alone, getting pretty good easy ways to reset it as well, using the Q onto a minion, getting that attack speed for 3 seconds, then Lunar Rushing onto that minion, getting a reset for your Lunar Rush.
But here comes Kinkshame onto Myth right here, gonna flash over, gets caught by the Event Horizon, but the Knight going to take down and take him out. Now Rift Herald has spawned. Rio Torchic and Catalyst going to opt to start this one up, it looks like. Oh, no, the call is to go ahead and back away. They want the mid wave first. They're greeting for the mid wave. And it's not that bad of a call because the Rift Herald will always be there, but the mid wave will not. Lifeform Disintegration Wave comes out as the final chapter roots up Kinkshame. And now he's going to get taken out by Ionic Wind. They decide to push forward the Spinning Axe, going to hit General Vici for 1. But General Vici is pretty darn strong right now. They're going to need way more than just these 2 people to take him out. But Rift Herald is going to be started up. They know that a lot of members of Georgian Grop are on the bot side, but General Vici waiting in the bush, pulls out the maiden, throws in Zez into the cage. Here comes the Yuumi, though, trying to save him. Going to heal him up quite a bit, but it's not going to be enough, and Violet Kitten has nobody to jump to. Yuumi versus Yorick 1v1. Who wins? It's the Yorick every single time.
Better Y champion.
Yeah, better cat champion, as a Yorick has a cat lady skin, too.
Oh, yeah. Right. So looks like the Rift Herald is going down to GSM for onto the Zac right now. Looks like they can definitely increase on their pushing power by a lot. They do have actually a really strong pushing team. Zac is good at taking objectives and tower diving, while Jinx, whenever she kills a tower or objective, she gets excited, more attack speed, more movement speed, and then they have General Vici doing what Yorick does best, pushing downtown.
Yeah, General Vici pressuring the side lane. Exiled Army is the one who's forced to stop him. Now, without Exiled Army, Georgia Grop don't really have any engage, but they're opting to make a play on General Vici instead. Forced is Flash for now, but they keep the pressure off of the bot lane as the Rift Herald and the rest of GSM push in the mid lane, but they're going forward. He's just using the Flying Drag onto the main, but doesn't have it for the escape now. Exiled Army a little bit of trouble, but General Vici and his mid laner are going to sandwich them for now. Gonna dodge away from that. Lifeform Disintegration Ray hits. Flag and Drag. Oh, Super Mega Death Rocket takes down Exiled Army as another kill goes over to GSM. They're pushing the spot lane here, and they have the Rift Herald. Keep this in mind as Shiny Beauty moves into the area. Now General Vici and Kink Shame push in this wave, but they don't have another wave coming, so they're going to go ahead and have to back off. However, Dragon is spawning. It does not seem like George and Gromp are in a good position to be able to contest this one right now.
Not right now. At least they do have very strong people on the enemy team. Seeing a 4-1 Diana is always scary, even though Diana has a Rod of Ages. It is nearing the point where it is very gold efficient, as opposed to just a little under gold efficient Rod of Ages. The initial stats are inefficient for your gold, but once you reach the late game, it does generate way more than what you paid for. But you have to give it time to ramp up. Jinx is doing really well, 3-3, even score, but having 190 CS, 2 items, plus the boots, definitely going to do very well in these fights.
Yes, and he definitely has enough peel. Nobody can really get onto him except Exiled Army, and hopefully he doesn't just get deleted at the beginning of the fight. However, it seems like GSM has enough damage without him to be able to finish the fight off, especially with General Vici very fed on the York, now 6-0, completing his Sterix Gauge and his Trinity Force.
Very scary York indeed right there. And it looks like they're going to be fighting around for this Baron vision control, while General Vici is in the bot lane pushing out, generating pressure to pull away some enemy team. Pull away some of the enemy.
Alright, Rio Torchic might be caught out here. He's going to root up Exiled Army, but King Shame is on the side looking for the delete right now. And GSM just does so much damage between their two carries. General Vici moving forward too. Can he delete Ionic Wind? He's taking a lot of damage now, half health, forced to go all the way back. They have dropped the Rift Herald already, but this is just a distraction. This is a diversion for GSM to start up the Baron.
Very well played, using the strength of the threat of General VC taking down their towers along with the Rift Herald to rotate all the way to the Baron and try to take it. Since they do have a pretty strong Jinx right now, they can definitely do this pretty quickly without the enemy team being able to rotate and get them, especially with King Shamer in the jungle looking for a possible pick.
Yep, but Myth has channeled the TP right now. They're going to finish the Baron, perhaps looking for the fight, though. King Shamer has caught the Veigar, but he jumps over, looking for the pick. Here comes Catalyst going to flash away. Event Horizon going to come out, but Catalyst going to heal up all the damage, and Myth just tunnel visioning right now. 2-8 on the Veigar. A lot of survivability from GSM.
Very well done by Catalyst, using that barrier, is that the barrier or is that exhaust? It's one of the two.
It's exhaust, yeah.
Okay, using the exhaust to negate some of that Veigar damage, and then using the Wish in order to heal Catalyst right back up and bait in that Myth who was looking for a nice juicy, I believe it's called Primordial Burst.
Yeah, you're looking for a nice juicy Primordial Burst. So now Elastic Slingshot going to move forward. They're just pushing forward the Baron. They're looking to end right now about 10k gold up. GSM will surely be in control of this game for the near future, but it's never too late to say never. No, that's not right. Just don't say never, George and Gromp. You can still do it at this point. I believe in you. Shiny Beauty finds the pick onto Zez right here. Final chapter comes out. Going to interrupt it, actually, as Violet Kitten is knocked off of Exiled Army. Moves forward. They find the Cell Division, and this is the pick they need to slow down the game. TP going to come out and save their jungler, however. Tink Shamer going to take a lot of damage from the Lifeform Disintegration Ray. Now, Rio Torchic going to slow them up. Primordial Burst comes out, but double kill onto King Shamer. Now, Catalyst going to move forward and keep healing his team as Rio Torchic just runs onto Zez, runs onto Violet Kitten. Flag and drag to save Exiled Army, running to safety, but there is nowhere left to go. 15 seconds Ionic Wind. They have the Baron buff minion wave. General Vici and Rio Torchic do a ton of damage to these turrets. They keep pushing forward. Can George and Gromp save the game right here? The Maiden is out. They're looking for the second Nexus turret. They're on to the Nexus now, but 2 members are up. They're giving this one up, it looks like, but not Ionic Wind. He finds a knock up onto the Maiden, but the knock up goes onto the Nexus from GSM, who picks up their first win of the GRLCS in this spring 2020 split.
really well played by GSM. Overall, all of their lanes did very, very well. We have the GSM with the Jinx and Soraka bot lane doing very well at negating not dying very much, even though they were camped a little bit by the enemy jungler. General Vici and the Shiny Bidoof took advantage of that and take their lead towards the top side.
Yeah, and I love seeing General Vici on these big side laning picks because it's really what he does best. Whenever he runs over the enemy top laner, he knows exactly what to do to keep his lead.
Yes, he does.
All right, but we are going to take a quick break before we move on to our second. I mean, do you want to go for it? We can go for it right now. You want to just go for it?
Yeah, sure. But we do need to change the names.
All right, yeah, let's change the names real quick as we move on to the in-game screen for these guys. Go and introduce the teams.
Oh, where is the screen?
Where's the screen?
Huh.
Oh, there we go.
It is. All right, so this is Return to Middle Sticks versus Dogs with Hat Gang.
Yeah, Dog with Hat Gang.
So, I'm still very new to this shoutcasting, so which side is which?
All right, so Return of the Millsticks is the blue side. This is the championship roster meant to contend for first. They have multiple former GRLCS winners on their team versus Dog with Hat Gang on the red side.
Both with their first win, so let me introduce the players. We have Return to the Middle Sticks with Tendies on the Jats.
Oh, but they find the invade right here. Root onto one. Haley Kyoko finds the hook. Here we go. They're on the blonde halfling. He flashes away. Ignite has ticked down. Sonic Wave on the backside going to take him down. But First Blood goes over to the Twitch jungle. Divine moving forward once more. Tendies taking a lot of damage, but they're pushing forward continually. Wuhujin has the Draven, has him on lock. Killering forced to flash away, but the Sonic Wave interrupted by the hook for now. Going to take Doc to his death. Now Vital is the next target. Killering going to step up too far and get taken down. Algu putting a lot of damage onto Vital. Finds the two-man Piltover Peacemaker pushing forward. It's one more, but Vital backs away. It's an explosive early game.
In an explosive early game indeed. Return Mystics coming out a little bit on top. We have Jats on the top lane, played by Tendies grabbing one of those kills. We have the Divine playing Twitch, grabbing the first blood. We have Algu playing the Lulu mid, also grabbing one of those kills. And then Wuhujin and Haley Kyoko as the Draven Thresh bot lane.
So this is a more traditional composition from Return of the Millsticks that we're seeing. Last week we saw the Volibear Yasuo bot lane on stream with an Ivern Rengar top lane duo. I'm sorry. By traditional, I mean traditional for Return of the Middlesticks standards, because they have an actual bot lane this time. They have the Draven Thresh, but they did pick Twitch jungle with a Lulu mid. I wonder if they're deciding to like funnel or something, but 2019 offended going low, going to get solo kill by Tendies, as Doc goes in on the top side, going to take down Tendies. He does not have flash. Sonic Wave connects, and Sonic Wave takes him to the death.
And let me introduce Dog with Hat Gang real quick. We just saw Doc in the jungle picking up a kill from the top side.
Just 1 second, you don't have time to finish these introductions. This blonde halfling misses the binding, but they keep pushing forward. Piltover Peacemaker going to land, but Thresh Lantern going to keep Divine alive, who steals the blue buff away from Doc.
This is one action-packed game right here.
Yeah, we don't even have time to introduce the teams. But let's go and finish. We have Doc on the jungle, 3-1 on Lee Sin so far, Killering in the mid lane on this Orianna with the Corrupting Potion start. Vital and Blonde Halfling in the bot lane to round out the composition, just round out the roster, I suppose. But Haley Kyoko stepping forward to zone away the bot lane of Doc with Hat Gang, and now 2019 offended, getting pushed into his turret once more. Doc going to focus a lot towards the top side. He might return gank pretty soon.
Definitely so. It's interesting to see a Twitch jungle. Last time, a little bit of fighting in the top side.
Yeah, but 2019 offended has the assistance of his jungler pretty soon. He's taking the scuttle for now, though, but we'll head up to the top lane right after. Tendies might be in trouble. They're going to spot him out on that control ward, though. Didn't walk in the bush, so Doc not going to have the opportunity to clear that one out.
Definitely did not not walking into the bush means that you're not able to see it, so you don't know that he knows that you're here.
Oh, hook lands onto Vital. Spell Shield comes out to save him from the Flay. That's just the Morgana Thresh matchup.
Yes, it is. And Morgana being able to counter a lot of these hook champions since they do not do enough damage to counteract the Spell Shield.
Oh, but here he might find something. Nope. Back to the top lane. 2019 offended, still getting pushed in. Doc still on the top side. They're focusing this really hard, but Divine goes on to Killering. He doesn't have Flash from the early invade, and he's out of mana, running back to his turret. But the Twitch and Lulu damage isn't very much in the early game. 2019 Offended finds this right here. Sonic Wave connects, and Tendy's going to get taken down by Doc.
Tendy's being got a little too greedy right there, not realizing that Lee Sin was still in the area, even though he did see him on the control board a while ago. So, and going for a little bit of a tower dive and ending up dying.
Yep, so now Doc standing out on the Lee Sin so far this game. He'll look to carry his team towards the mid game and see who ends up taking this game. But a little bit of a slower scaling composition from Return of the Millsticks, especially with the Twitch jungle. They're looking to wait a little bit for Lulu and Twitch to get some items to be able to hyper carry these fights.
Yes, and back to the Twitch jungle. Not really one you see. You see a lot of more of junglers that are able to skirmish in the jungle and survive pretty well, such as an Olaf or a Vi or Lee Sin right here. But seeing the Twitch jungle is pretty interesting. I would be really interested to see if he would get a Sanguine Blade, seeing that he can go for a lot of early skirmishes, doing a 1v1, getting that tons of extra attack speed in the jungle. But most likely we'll see like a Blood Razor into a Blade Rune King and Runeance.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I completely forgot Sanguine Blade was an item until you just mentioned it. It got nerfed out of oblivion in the earlier part of the season. People realized it was too strong because it was a little overtuned, I have to admit. Even if you weren't going to be in the side lane, just pretty much split pushing the entire game, it was really stat efficient, so you could pick it up anyway. But 2019 Offended with the 1 level lead on 2 Tendies. If he finds a knock-up here, he could go for the all-in. But here comes the Ornhorn. He's looking for it. Finds the knock-up. Nope. The dodge from Tendies with the Ward Hop.
Yep. And that will be the Ornhorn down. No objectives in the top side, so the junglers don't necessarily have a specific reason to be there other than to gank. Right now, both junglers will be at the dragon.
Yep, Divine forces out Doc from the jungle. And now Algu moving forward. They're going to take the dragon, secure it, but Shockwave onto 3 members. Doc going to get shut down right here by Wuhujin, actually. And this is pretty big for Return of the Millsticks. Dark binding onto 1, but they flash with the spell shield on him. Divine gets taken low, but 2019 Offended might get solo killed right here if he's not careful. Tendies jumps forward. One more auto will do it. And Tendies finds another one.
Tendies giving away 2 kills to his not to his laner, but dying twice to his lane or in his lane. Still will result in another kill. He does do a lot of damage as Jats, even though Ornn does have a lot of damage, but he's more made for these small, shorter fights, getting uses out of his brittle passive.
So now the bot lane of Return of the Millsticks starting to push in again. This Thresh Morgana matchup is getting pretty rough, especially so Hayley Kyoko should definitely match if Hayley Kyoko maxes Hook first. Thresh will have enough damage to cut through the spell shield and actually get into whoever Blonde Halfling spell shields. So this is actually a favorable matchup for Thresh in my opinion, as he has more options.
That is true, but if we do see a little more AP built by Blonde Halfling, that spell shield will get pretty big, but we'll see whether we'll see if Blonde Halfling opts for more of a supporty, getting the not so AP heavy support items.
Yeah, and what Blonde Halfling can actually do is put some more points into the spell shield early to reduce the cooldown, actually make the spell shield a little bit bigger. So if Hayley Kyoko ends up maxing Hook, then you have that little bit counter to play.
Yep. And we'll see. This right now the game has definitely slowed down from that hectic early game. Drake being taken pretty early on, and right now we're just going to be seeing some good laning. It's interesting to see the Lulu. Like as you mentioned before, we might see a little bit of funneling, or in a sense, a little bit of skirmishing in the top side. Yeah. Tendy's doing really good job keeping.
Tendy's looking for the turret dive and finds it. 2019 Offended gets run down.
Tendy's doing a really good job at oppressing 2019 Offended, and as we saw here, grabbing another kill for himself. Looks like he might be able to snowball this game in favor of his team, especially after Wuhujin grabbing that big shutdown off Doc from that early dragon fight.
Yeah, so Tendi is going to back in, possibly complete his Trinity Force. I want to say he finishes his Trinity Force here. He's gonna go turret plate. He's gonna get in range of the turret plating. Very wise. But it seems like Dog with Hat Gang going to swap their bot lane into the top lane, going to get out of both matchups for both Caitlyn into Draven Thresh, and then Ornn out of the Tendies. Obviously, Jack's a really great counter pick into Ornn, as we just saw his dodge mechanic, which dodges all auto attacks, can prevent Ornn from getting the auto after his brittle has been procced by his Billow's Breath. So it's a really nice matchup for Jax because he trades really well onto the Ornn because of that.
Yes, and it looks like Divine was trying to look for something to happen in the bot side, but right now, Doc with Hat Gang is going to take advantage of this lane swap and looking to take the Rift Herald.
Yep, and they're going to pick that one up, most likely going to drop it into the top lane. They have their bot lane, and now Jungler joining them for the push, but they might look for the dive right here on 2019 Offended. This might be what they need to do as the Rift Herald is dropped in the top side. Tendies finds the jump onto Blonde Halfling, with the Rift Herald is dropped. Vital going to take some of this turret. 2019 Offended doing a great job of holding this for now, but Tendies moves forward. He's looking for Blonde Halfling. Algu is here, slows him up. Doc flashes forward, lands a Sonic Wave on the Algu. The ultimate is channeled, but now, he kicks him into his ADC, which forces the stun, and now Tendies is running for his life. Ace in the hole going to secure the kill and find the shutdown for Vital.
Unfortunate for Return of the Millstates. Giving out that shutdown for Vital means that Vital will be able to stay in this game pretty well. Even after losing out from the bot lane, he's not that far behind the Draven. Pretty even on kills now, even though behind on the kill participation and a little behind on the CS. But grabbing that shutdown will definitely help out and staying in this game, keeping up with the damage.
So now they're going to continue to back right now. Killering actually going to take a back as well. Resets across the map for Dog with Hat Gang, who is, they've kind of closed this goal lead a little bit after picking up the shutdown on the Jackson, picking up some nice turret playings after a beautiful lane swap to get 2019 Offended out of the lane. But now it appears that the bot lane of Return of the Millsticks has rotated towards the mid lane in preparation for this dragon. They're trying to get a little bit of mid priority. The rest of the team is in the area. Ornn has TP and he goes to match goes to match Tendies, who also has the teleport available, but Dragon will get started up very soon, as it's going to be right now actually, in TP already coming out from Killering to move to the mid lane, but they might be suspicious of this Dragon take right now.
And having two ADCs means they will be able to take this Dragon really quickly, and we have an Infernal Rift.
Yep. So now 2019 Offended moving forward, so looking for some Divine going to flash away, but the flash from Doc going to secure it for him, and Vital goes on a killing spree after landing on the ace on the whole. Sonic Wave connects onto Algu, but he has flash threatening it right now, but he decides to move forward instead and aggress onto this flash forced from Algu, and he gets rooted up actually and flash forward from Woohoojin going to save him for now. Ornhorn going to come out, not going to knock anybody up. Draven going to throw out his ultimate to put out some damage. That's a lot of damage coming out from Vital. Forces the flash from Haley, Kyoko, and the rest of Dog with Hat Gang are in the bot lane to stay.
It looks like they will be just resetting here, not grabbing too much. Bot lane will still stay for possibly going for a little push in bot side.
Yep, the Vital doing a lot of damage. Already picked up his Storm Razor and critting for quite a bit at this point in the game. The Doc is on the way to the bot lane. Divine is here too. It's going to be a 3v3, but if he can find the Sonic Wave, he's going to take down one. It's a 2v3 now for Return of the Middle Sticks. Vital keeps moving forward. Blonde Halfling finds the root onto him, but they didn't know the Vine was there. Doc wasn't there to save them. Divine keeps moving forward. He's looking for more. The spray and pray is not going to be enough to finish off those last two kills.
Yes, and we have Tendies still in the top side ever since 2019 Offended has TP'd bot lane for that big play. He is going to take that first tower. A lot of gold coming back to the team even after losing that much from after the dragon fight.
Yep, so now Doc going to stop his back. He's looking for the play right now. Walks forward, looking for the Sonic Wave. Finds it onto the minion. Killering is here, does not have the shockwave, so they opted not to make the play.
Especially with Doc at around half health and dealing with two ADCs that output a lot of damage. You do not want to rush at them with half health and no way to secure kills necessarily.
So now they continue to push forward. Another turret goes over to Turn of the Millsticks, moving the turret score to 2-0. Turn of the Millsticks has a big advantage in terms of objectives at this stage of the game, but now Algu has completed his Blood Razor, going to have a little bit of a power spike at this early part of the game, especially with the Ardent Sensor from Algu going to continue to buff him as well.
Yes, and having that Bloodthirster is definitely going to help out in sustaining these fights. Draven doing a lot of damage doesn't necessarily need crit in these early parts of the game. Dealing a lot of damage using that spinning axe to deal tons of damage will definitely be enough, not needing to build crit and relying on a chance to do extra. So we see both teams not really... we see a little bit of the bot lane going into the mid lane, and with Algu supporting Woohoo Jin, looking to not really look for a fight, but looking for a little bit of vision control. Dragon is going to come up in about minute 45, so what do you think about having an Infernal Drake this game?
So now Infernal Drake is going to help the composition of Return of the Millsticks a lot. They're looking to pump out the damage between the Twitch, between the Draven, and kind of just burn down the enemy team. They need to do it fast as well. So a lot of extra damage going onto the composition of Return of the Millsticks. Again, do them pretty nicely, and they're in a pretty good position in this game to be able to pick up that Infernal Soul. However, the composition of Dog with Hacking still has a significant bit of damage as well. Between the Lee Sin, Orianna, and Caitlyn, they're going to be pumping out a lot of damage in these fights. And especially Vital, we've seen how much damage he can do already at 3-0 on this Caitlyn.
Yes, definitely beneficial for both teams, and it'll be interesting to see if it goes long enough to see a Dragon Soul. But with how the game is going right now, it's currently in tempo of Return of the Millsticks, but we'll wait and see.
All right, Blonde Halfling forced the flash, but the Twitch damage going to take him down. Tick, 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 as the rat goes towards the bot river.
Yep, looking to set up some vision around this Infernal Drake. They do want to take this. It is very good Drake for both sides of the team because of
but they look for the pick on the Killering. He finds the Shockwave, though, slows them up, but Tendy's going to jump forward onto the ward. Killering going to get taken down after the flash from Tendy's. Now Vital is going aggressed on. Thresh Lantern going to be taken. Still, the knockup is there. Woohoojin actually stays alive. An excellent hook from Kaylee Kyoko going to stop the Ornn from going forward. Now Divine is on a killing spree as he picks up another kill onto 2019 Offended. The Infernal Dragon spawning now with two members down from Dog with Hat Gang. This is surely Return of the Millsticks.
Definitely is going to be their Dragon, unless Doc can try to pull a Dragon Steel, but being a level down, he's not going to have that extra damage for the Smite to try to secure it, and looks like he knows that and will just continue farming his Wolves, looking to just try to scale up in this game, since he does have a pretty considerable amount of the kills on his team. The other 3 kills coming from Vital. He is looking to try to output damage to supplement for the rest of his team.
And especially Doc with his early game advantage. To keep in mind, he picked up about 3 kills, I want to say, from the invade. And it appears that he started to fall behind in the jungle. I'm curious to see gold differences. So he's actually 200 gold behind Divine, who has an excellent performance on this Switch right now. But we look across the map, we have about a 2.5k gold lead in favor, 2.8k? 2.9k for Tendies, honestly. That's a considerable gold lead for any top laner of any sort, not just Jax into Ornn, and a little bit of a gold lead for Killering in the mid lane, expected as the Lulu is a little bit down in farm. But we look towards the ADC role, it's about 1,000 gold lead in favor of Woohoojin. And pretty significant as another 400 gold go over to Kaylee Kyoko. The bot lane of Return of the Millsticks, with a considerable gold lead on top of Dog with Hat Gang spot lane.
It's having Draven's passive a little bit of fighting right now. So
yep, the Blonde Halfling doesn't have the stopwatch for now. Can't do anything against Divine and Woohoojin. Now Haley Kyoko actually looking for the hook right now. Death Sentence not going to connect. Divine walking around the fight. He is this assassin still looking for anything. Throws out the poison grenade, and Death Sentence lands onto Doc, who jumps back onto 2019 Offended. Now Draven axes have been burned, but they move forward this mid lane tower. Tendies is on the flank, jumps back though, and they decide not to do this one.
And they're still sieging this mid tower, doing very well, showing that having Tendies Divine and Woohoojin being very strong, knowing that if they go in, they have very good damage to burn down their tanks, or their front line at the very least, and then go on to their back line. So, Dog Whip Hat Gang definitely does need to play these team fights with a little bit of care, considering how much damage Return to Millsids can output.
But they definitely can get back into us. We saw how much damage just one shockwave did to Divine. That damage supplemented with either Caitlyn or Lee Sin getting onto Divine can completely turn away the fight for them. But Blonde Halfling looking to run away, flash forward from Divine, going to push them forward. Shockwave is here, but it's not going to be enough as Divine goes on a rampage, takes down Killering.
It's a very good game by Divine and Woohoojin. A pretty good early game from Tendies, even though he was a little too aggressive and giving up some kills to Doc. But it looks like that does not matter currently, seeing how strong they're currently performing.
But here comes the Ornhorn. They're looking for the fight. Find the knockup into Woohoojin. There's the root. They find a triple or quadruple knockup from Orn. 2019 offended. Finds the shutdown onto Woohoojin. Now Tendies jumps forward looking for the turret dive. He's taking a lot of damage though. And there's another shutdown over the 2019 offended. He keeps going forward. All goo has been sped up. But now they're looking for the TP. Killering is here. Does not have the shockwave available. But speeds himself up to get to the top side river. They're looking for the Baron now.
With Divine spawning in about 10 seconds, I believe they can do this Baron pretty well, considering Caitlyn's range. She can safely do the Baron without taking any damage behind this wall, having 650 range. So she can do this with taking pretty minimal damage from the Baron. And having 3-0 means that she can take this pretty quickly.
But they turn on to Kaylee Kyoko, and now Kaylee Kyoko is forced to flash. Doc goes forward and finds the kill. Now Olgu's the next target. 2019 offended, lands the Q onto the Lulu, but they're forced to back away now. Baron attempt has been thwarted by Kaylee Kyoko and Olgu. But Divine looking forward now. They find the Sonic Wave on them, find the knockup as well. But there's a big twitch right there. Double Shockwave onto the carries of Return of the Millsticks, but it's not going to be enough to take them down immediately. Doc looking for the Sonic Wave, flash forward from Vital, but finds himself in the face of Divine, who gets the shutdown onto the ADC of Dog with Hat Gang.
Vital looking to finish off Woohoojin very low, looking to get that little turning point in that fight. Trying to get a lot of damage out, get rid of a lot of their damage. But just meeting Divine and Lulu being able to, and then Woohoojin just lifestealing with that Bloodthirster off these minions. Means that Vital's just throwing away both summon, or just the Flash heal was already burnt a while ago.
Yep, so now the Feral Dragon spawning right here. It will be Soul for Return of the Millstick, so Dog with Hat Gang has to contest this one. They are not in position right now, though. Vital coming out from the base as we speak, where Infernal Dragon has been started. 2019 offended has the Ornhorn available. Haley Kyoko looking to zone away. Doc lands a Sonic Wave, but the Ornhorn is here. They find no knockup, though. Divine going to stay alive with the help of Olgu. Now Doc moves forward, finds the Dragon Kick onto Woohoojin, but getting burned down at the moment. Vital getting dove under tower. Tendi's going to put enough damage to take this one out. Now it's just Blonde Halfling remaining, looking to kill Tendi's right here. He has the ward to hop over the wall, but finds him. Root going to miss, but Soul Shackles are here. He's going to find the stun, and Tendi's might get shut down right now. He might get out alive, actually. He, with the fancy feet, running towards it. He might try to turn this one around. Has to dodge the Dark Binding right now. Ignite comes out to guarantee him the kill. Not going to take any risks here.
Not having any lifesteal on Tendi's means that he will not be able to out-sustain his the fight against Blonde Halfling, especially after using that Ignite. So this is still all very much in Return to Millsid's game. Right now they're having a 7k gold lead, but I have seen harder combats made. So it's still possible for Dog Hat Gang to come back, even though Soul Point was lost. It's like Return to Millsids is going for this Baron, and Dog Hat Gang is looking to contest.
Yeah, so Doc is 2 levels down. This might not going to do a ton of damage right now, but Sonic Wave connects. He looks, and he finds the steal, but the Polymorph onto 2019 offended. A big Shockwave onto 3. Will they continue forward? He finds the root onto the Vine. Here comes the Ornhorn. Sonic Wave lands. This is what they need. Here is Dog with Hat Gang, and hear them roar. They decide to push forward, and Vital is moving back now. 4 members alive with the Baron, and Woohoojin chasing forward with the Guardian's Angel.
And we also see that Tendies, it has spawned, is in the mid lane right now, possibly looking for another pick if he can.
So Blonde Halfling is the one who is caught out right now, but they decide to push forward the wave. They don't have a ton of wave clear between Tendies and Woohoojin to be able to push this one forward. Now, they find a lot of damage. Here comes the slow, too. Thresh Lantern going to save Woohoojin for now, who still has the Guardian's Angel.
And, Merstmatic asking, do dogs roar?
Dogs do roar. I couldn't find the word because I was going to say bark, but it didn't sound right, It didn't sound right for the situation, but I'll say that these dogs with hats, they do roar.
Yeah, the hats have a special property where they learn how to roar, obviously.
Yeah. Whenever a dog has a hat on, they get very angry, They don't like to have their ears covered. It's very disturbing for them.
Yes, but we do see that Return to Middlesticks is still very much in this game after losing that Baron. Still having that soul point, so they do have a lot of damage on their team in order to do this. But having the Ornn for Dog Packing is helping them stay in this game a little bit more, having about 3,000 gold worth of from the Mastery Work items, so they aren't as far behind as the score says they are.
Yeah, but Divine finding a lot of damage on the Blonde Halfling, who's going to have to reset back to the fountain right now. They push forward onto this inhibitor tower. The wave is quickly cleared away by the Piltover over Pacemaker. But now, Vital pushes forward. They look to push their lead across multiple lanes right now. Return to the Middlesticks about 5k gold up, but realistically about, what's that math right now? About 2k gold with the Ornn items factored in. The Molten Edge doing a lot for Vital right now. But the Ornn Horn is here, finds the knockup onto Haley Kiyoko. They're looking for the Vide, don't find the knockup though, and the 2019 Offended gets deleted. Shockwave onto just one, as Woohoojin still has the Guardian's Angel. This is not a fight they wish to take as they push forward.
Yes, having this Lulu is definitely putting in a lot of work for Return to Middlesticks, providing all that attack speed buff for.
Oh, they find the hook onto Killering. He's in trouble, going to get taken down. Now, Dog is going to get his GA proc. He's finding himself in the middle of an enemy team, going to ward hop away, though. He's still on the flank. He still could look for this. This is what Return to the Middlesticks need to push forward for this inhibitor tower. Now, Guardian's Angel procced for Woohoojin, who on the Draven is having a standout performance. Going to look for Blonde Halfling next. Return to the Middlesticks just cleaning this one up. It's going to be an ace for them as they push forward for this inhibitor.
And we have 2019 Offended spawning right now, but I don't believe that he has enough wave clear in order to stop this pushing.
Yep, Tendies and Woohoojin doing a lot of damage to these towers. Tendies actually zoning away 2019 Offended, who's opting to save his KDA in favor of the game. Return of the Middlesticks going to pick up their second win of the GRLCS over Dog with Hat Gang.
Well done by Return to Middlesticks. Playing very well to their strengths, doing a lot of damage, knowing that if they run into these fights, they're going running these fights very fast, not having a very long extended fights. If they rush these fights, they do very well, especially with Twitch's ambush, giving him that extra like 80% attack speed after he comes out of his stealth. And then having the Lulu give a bunch of attack speed to both Divine and Woohoojin just makes it really strong for them to run over Dog with Hat Gang.
Yeah, some non-traditional comps from Return of the Middlesticks. Just working out for them. It seems like they're head and shoulders above every other team in this conference. Taking down GSM in week 1 and now Dog with Hat Gang in week 2, who were kind of the favorites to get out of this conference. Realistically, there's 6 teams in each conference. It's double round robin, so both these teams will get their revenge in the second part of the round robin. But Return of the Middlesticks looking quite unstoppable in this early part of the split.
Yes, they do. And that's going to be it for tonight.
Yeah, I'm Darren. Mark Hames win here with Austin. Rexco Dragon win. It's been a pleasure to cast for you today. We'll see you tomorrow for our next Diamond Division cast. It's going to be the Blessed Isles week 2, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Oh, wait, we're not